have you sorted out all your visas? Because I know, was it when you were auditioning for the first X-Men?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. You had to come here to do it?
This is just like, this is just humiliate Jennifer Day. I was auditioning for the first X-Men. My passport was expiring under 6 months, which apparently you're not supposed to travel, blah, blah, blah. So they were like, whatever you do, don't tell them that you're here for work, because they'll ask for a work visa. Say you're here for pleasure. And I'm like, oh, my good God. I have to lie to a customs officer. And so I'm working myself up so much through the line. I'm like, okay, I just have to have a backstory. I got a backstory, and I have to believe it. And so it gets there, and he was like, business or pleasure? And I was like, pleasure? What are you doing for pleasure? My brother's getting married. And he was like, where's he getting married? Wimbledon. Is he American? Yes. Do you have an invitation? No. Are you telling the truth? No. No. I'm here for work, and I don't have a work visa, and my passport expires, and I'm not even supposed to be here. And then I had to sit in a tiny little jail for like 5 hours while they called my employer. I felt tiny.
But Jack, didn't you have a problem going the other way?
Yeah, I've just been in New York to do some press in New York. And the man at the customs that stamps the passports, he was like, what is your occupation? And I was like, comedian. He was like, are you as funny as Jerry Seinfeld? I was like, no. He was like, correct. Nice to meet you too.
Robert's fans, they seem more nuts. No offence. Because they're quite... Some of them are quite out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just like... I mean, I think you get it. I have a much more simplistic reaction with fans, I think. It's like, you know, it's like screaming. And so it's kind of... And so it limits it. I think you get... Because, like, you know, when we've been doing these premieres and stuff, there's, like, an overwhelming amount of energy. And I think it's because if everyone's just trying to do the same thing, they've only got one thing to say, like, which is just screaming. But, I mean, then you can just, like, really focus all your energy together, and it's, like, it's really powerful. It's like Excalibur. Or the Captain Planet or something.
Have you ever thought of going up to a screaming girl and freaking her out by going, hi, what's your name?
No, I always wanted to do a sketch for some comedy show where I'd go down, you know, you'd be at a premiere where everybody would be screaming, and go back to this sort of dungeon place, and you have all these fans locked up. And you put on this, like, German techno music and just scream at them. And then you go up and, like, Zac Efron's at the top of the stairs going in next or something. They didn't let me do it.
You are back in the blue, but apparently they've simplified the bluing of you.
Yeah, turns out they never had to do 8 hours of full-blown body paint ever.
Oh. So is it CGI now or something, or...?
No, I wish. Then I would be like, maybe take a little off the thigh. No, it's like a blue, like, pantyhose that goes around my whole body that I can't sit to pee in. Can't do any form of bathroom. Like, the guys who made it were like, well, she's a girl. She didn't go to the bathroom. So I pee standing up out of a funnel.
A sheebie.
Yeah.
I've actually
I've
burst into her bathroom with a BB gun while she was trying to pee in her funnel.
He pelted me while I'm like, it's so hard to do because you have to stop while you're in the middle of peeing to let the rest of it go out. Like, that's a whole scientific process. And so I'm like trying really hard, and like there's a lot going on. And then he burst in and started pelting me, and it wasn't fair because we were all shooting each other with guns. But you all were all in clothes.
We were all
and I'm naked.
We were telling this story the other day, and we were saying, like, so there we were, and she's like huddled on the floor in her bathroom naked, and me,
and
Nick,
I'm like, they're
and
all
Michael.
ganging up on me, and I'm naked.
And we're unloading on her, and then we're just like, I don't know.
Trust me, you're gonna want to see this X-Men.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Listen, so you've talked about the BB gun, but you've also done, did you do a punching game?
This is her game. She invented this game. What?
Oh.
I know. We're so close. Don't touch me! Get away from me!
I just wanted to protect my drink.
She taught us this game.
I brought it.
You did bring it.
We used to do it in the Hunger Games in like a normal way because you're bored. You know, you spend minimum 12 hours on set. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you see the circle, you get punched. And on Hunger Games, it's normal. I brought it to these psychos. And now it's truly, truly dangerous.
Did you look?
That's normal.
And that was life.
That's terrifying.
That was
I
life.
find that
God, is
terrifying.
this what a vagina looks like?
Now looking.
So if you catch it...
Don't. Look, Jack's just sat there like that, like something's going to happen. Like E.T. with a beard.
How do I get unloaded on?
Back your eyelashes.
Your family have been good to you, Robert, because when you went to America?
Oh God, yeah. I was like, have I forgotten something which the royals have done?
I went out with Kate Middleton. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, just when I first came, it was very easy to convince people that you're a member of the royal family. Well, at least you kind of know people the first time you go out to LA. Like, you know, because I hadn't worked for sort of 3 years. I was unemployed in London. And then they're like, so what have you been doing for the last 3 years? Like, oh, I've been at RADA with Prince William. And they'd be like, oh, that sounds wonderful. You're English. Like, I completely believe you.
The other thing you share is quite short-lived careers in modelling.
Oh, I thought you just said short-lived careers.
I know. It's like,
Wow.
I was like, oh.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
So because now, what was your big break? Was it
Where are we going
Vogue,
with this?
Esquire?
I think all of the above.
Talk about your modeling. Talk about it.
Or was it, in fact,
You want
and
me to talk
actually...
about my modeling?
No,
I think he's about to talk about my modeling.
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
God, do you have pictures?
because he did... Look at these. Like, it's hard to make a jumper sexy.
True that.
But
Jumper, sorry.
I think he's managed it. Has wool ever looked hotter?
I mean, seriously.
Here's the thing. Your sweater has eyeballs.
That was a high point. But I think
my
you can actually still
God.
buy that, and it's the point of that is you can learn to knit it yourself. So you guys can take one of those home and knit it yourself.
Right, so I can buy the sweater, and then I have to do it myself
Yeah.
as well.
No, actually, there's a classic thing in here. So, you know, when you want something for Christmas and you say to, like, your mum or your granny, something, oh, I'd really like a really trendy sweat top. I'd like a really nice, trendy, zippy up sweat top. And then they knit it for you.
Yeah, that's the Christmas nightmare.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you still do some modelling, don't you?
Sporadically and very unsuccessfully.
Oh, stop it! You do
I don't
big
know
brands.
What I did do, I did a campaign for Burberry, which was very amazing, and I did it a few years ago, and Mario Testino shot it. Oh. And I remember doing it was when I was just starting out, and in this photograph there was a model and me, an actor, wannabe actor, and a musician. And Mario Testino, who I'd never worked with, who is one of the most extraordinary, brilliant people, but he's just almost, in that moment, he was almost like a sort of parody of himself. So we had to run and jump for the photograph. And he goes, he's literally got the camera there, and he goes, OK, so darling, you supermodel, you rock star, Eddie, you movie star, I'm Mario Testino, and 1, 2, 3, go! I left into the air. These two sort of pros, and me with this... But he gets the photos because they're so natural, ones of sort of shock and minor despair and wonder, I think, at the same time.
Because you
don't have my pictures.
No, I don't, because...
And I'll tell you why.
Yes, tell us why, because it's really amazing job to get.
I was an Abercrombie model.
Get in.
Abercrombie & Fitch, ladies and gentlemen, yeah.
Don't make your hoots. Wait till we get to the story.
Preemptive hoots.
So my pictures never came out. I did like the whole campaign, and the pictures never came out, and I didn't know why. And my agent wrote and asked why, and they literally only responded with the photos. Because they, like, their whole, like, idea was, like, we want real people. So they, you know, they, like, got, I don't know, we were, like, on a beach, and then they threw us a football, and they're like, play football. And all the other models were, like, playing football, like, in a pretty way, you know, like, and not me. All of the photos, I've got a red face, covered in sweat, my nostrils are flared, I'm like, no! Back of a picture. And like at one point a girl yelled, just get her away from me. So, yeah, well, you won't see them in a store, that's for sure.
There's been mixed messages from the set. We've had confusion. Can I confirm, did Ty the Elephant, or did she not, fart in your face?
You know, I've been meaning to talk to you for a second. Because Rob went on a chat show in America and told some very elaborate story about how the elephant farted in my face. Like, completely with, like, graphic details. And it actually never happened.
And you know why Reese is saying this? Is because it was her talk show story, and I stole it off her. And I'm just denying it.
Reclaim it, Reese. Reclaim it.
That might be a smidge true. I did say to him, let me tell my own stories, okay? Now, the truth is, I was rehearsing with her, and I was standing underneath her, and I couldn't see anything, and I literally heard a gunshot go off, and I hit the floor, like, literally. So I hit the floor, I started crawling out there. I was like, oh, my God, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? And the trainers were literally just laughing their asses off. Like, she just farted.
Oh man, in my imagination that was so much more amusing. I thought it was like another. I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah, nice, Reese, nice, but yeah.
There's something about the width of an elephant's ass that I swear I heard her once. Like, she could do real like rumbles. I mean, they would go on for like 45 seconds.
This is not appealing. Can we wrap this up?
Okay, do you know? Okay, let me wrap it up. Let me wrap it up with this. This show has been going for, I don't know, 12 or 13 years, and we used to watch in the early days. We used to watch these rude little MPEGs that people would see us, and it's weird. I always thought this was a fake MPEG, but listening to you talking, I think maybe it's true. Have you seen this?
Yes, and I told her to watch it the whole time. She never watched it.
Well, you're about to.
This is something I don't want to see.
Oh, then shut your eyes. Shut your eyes.
You want me to shut my eyes?
Shut your eyes. Shut your eyes now. I
watch it for my character development.
Okay, here we go. You'll have seen this before. It's a man cleaning the elephant cage. It's all going very well, and then. You had to look. You had to look. It's over. It's over. It's over.
I was literally the unluckiest man on the planet. I think that's ever happened.
Luckiest. Can you imagine coming home from work, your wife going, "How was work, dear?"
Oh my God! I don't think you'd ever feel clean again.
Imagine you'd seen that before you worked with Ty.
Probably a reason I didn't need to see that.
I literally watch it in the pre-production time to get into my character. I do that a lot, sweeping up the poo. Right?
Yes. In the movie.
And I was thinking, like, what would happen?
Yeah. Just, you can pop that on the DVD extras. It'll be nice. And of course, the third time you've worked with David O. Russell.
Yeah.
And it sounds like when he's directing you, he doesn't really have a filter. Did he ever have a filter? He certainly doesn't have a filter anymore.
No, he doesn't have a filter with anything. But he's just pure cinema. He's just pure. I think it's really lovely because I grew up like doing sports, so I don't. Whenever directors try to get like emotional and like, I think that your character would be at this point, I'm like, what does that mean? Like, David's just like, that sucks. You know, that makes sense to me. And I'm like, okay, got it. Do it better this time.
No, he doesn't really say that to you, does he?
Of course. But he was breathing behind me when we were doing the diner scene on Silver Linings. He's behind the booth laying there, and he has a monitor, and he goes, and I can hear his breathing. I'm like, oh, he doesn't like this. And then he would go, oh, it's and I would just be like, what do you want? And he'd be like, just do it without And then eventually I learned that meant lower my voice a little bit. And so now we just always work together because he knows equals lower voice.
Yeah. I bet you Eddie's one of the, you like the chatting about it, don't you?
I need to be like mollycoddled and told I'm great in order for me to do anything.
No, you do
I
not.
promise I do.
I'll
Jen.
never forget that head smack.
Oh, you're
from, what's it called? Theory of Everything.
No, but this was... So when we did this interview together, like, Jen, who's done more stunts and sort of action, brilliant set pieces, we were trying to talk about the film Theory of Everything, and she kept going back to the head smack. There's a moment in the film where I hit my head. She was like, tell me how you did it.
I know. You literally won an Academy Award for this performance. I haven't said one thing to you about anything artistic about the movie. I'm like, how'd you do that head smack, bro?
I remember in the interview trying to create some really complicated way in which I did it, whereas actually they sort of put a foam bit on the floor and they just made me tied my hands behind my thing and made me do that.
Even whacking your head on foam without holding your hand, like, that's scary.
So brave.
Hey.
And I have a stunt double.
Well done, you. Well done, you. And Robert, in an interview, you said something really lovely. You said, and I quote, she was the best actor I've ever worked with in my life.
I continuously say the wrong thing in interviews, and it comes back to haunt me after, especially when I'm sitting next to the other best actors I've ever worked.
Yes, he was referring to Ty the elephant. But that trunk, the trunk looked quite frisky in that scene with you.
I was trying, because we had to... I think she was just supposed to be sniffing my crotch, I think. And I couldn't get it. And then that was in the book and stuff, but I couldn't really... It's incredibly awkward if you're trying to do the scene, you're like holding her trunk down. And so I put all these jelly beans around so she'd be sniffing around, but then I put too many there and then she'd just be... The trunk was all over the place and it was almost impossible to... The scene made no sense. It was just like, she kept slapping me in the face. Yeah.
But you thought you had a special bond with Ty the elephant, didn't you? You were quite jealous when you saw her with other people.
Yeah, kind of. I genuinely thought that, you know, I thought we had a bond, thought we had a little thing going on.
Have you kept in touch?
Yeah.
With the elephant?
Yeah.
You write letters?
Yeah,
Because
we
they
just
don't forget.
But just to check with our American friends, you must know Jamie Oliver. Have you met Jamie Oliver before?
It's the first time we've ever met, but of course I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer. Now, and I don't mean to depress Jamie, but Chris Pratt, you've been less than kind about British cooking.
Yeah, well, I know that in America we're a real melting pot. We've got great Italian restaurants and great Japanese restaurants and like Indian food, but there's not like, hey, let's go get British tonight. It doesn't have that. So you guys, you're good at the drinking, which I love.
Yes, I'm with you there. Yeah.
Your food is basically coat the stomach so the ale and the whiskey and the scotch and all that stuff has a place to live.
An Irish friend of mine, she calls dinner soakage. I cooked a whole meal and she went, that was great soakage.
Yeah. Exactly.
Essentially, it's potatoes 5 ways.
Yeah.
And
fish, fried fish and chips. Yeah. I gotta be careful what I eat, because I'm fat guy genes.
So do I. I have to replace food with alcohol.
Yeah. You know what?
You balance that diet.
Depressing.
Let's have a little snack, shall we?
Come on.
Cheers, everyone.
Yes! Hey! Cheers.
As you do.
Here's the sensible calories.
I get nervous that I'm going to say something, and then I'm nervous. I'm like, whoop, I better drink. That doesn't help.
Better pour this.
We're warming
like,
up.
oh
Come
boy,
on.
I hope I don't go on TV and say something silly.
The perfect recipe. Now, often on the show, ladies and gentlemen, we check people's yearbooks and things. And I have to say, tonight bodes well for a chat show. On a chat show, what do you want? Well, Jennifer Lawrence voted, back in high school, most talkative.
2 years in a row.
Oh!
2 consecutive years.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, it was hard to get.
Jamie Oliver didn't have a yearbook, but if they had, you might have got most likely to win Princess Leia lookalike competition.
Really? Why?
Is that your own hair?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to grow it again.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Did you have to set that yourself?
It was like... It's like a bouffant. Jeez. I
know.
thought I was cool as well.
You were cool. Trust me, you were cool. I know that my brother looked exactly like that, and he was the coolest guy.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
So
Yeah.
that was cool.
And actually, here's the weird thing. Because in school, I mean, joking aside, school can't be easy because you're dyslexic, so that must have been a...
Yeah, I had a pretty... I wasn't very academic at school, let's put it that way. I was in what you would call... They called it special needs in those days, so I did 5 years of special needs. I know, it wasn't the best for your confidence.
But just to fast forward, what an inspiring thing. So here's this guy, dyslexic in school. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the best-selling non-fiction writer in this country of all time ever. Ever. You're amazing.
I'm quite proud of that.
You should be really proud of that.
Yeah. Mrs. Murphy, bless you.
But you both kind of did fall in love with that thing.
It was amazing. And actually, even the people we worked with who live with these elephants were incredible. They have 7 different elephants there, and the elephants are best friends with each other, and they talk all day. It was really amazing.
It's funny, Gary as well, who's the trainer, he's taken on quite a lot of the attributes of an elephant as well. Not like he's a big guy or anything.
I hear you. Yeah.
But he really does. I mean, I think that's why they respond to him so well. He really does move around. The tone of his voice is all kind of very stoic. And
Did he sniff you?
Oh my God, that reminds me, we were at the premiere and this girl goes, she goes, I only have one time for one question. She goes, can I smell you? Of all the things that you could ask somebody.
did you say no and block her nostrils?
Because you've talked on here, Jennifer, about when you prepare for kind of more intimate scenes, about your breath, particularly your breath. So how did Chris fare in the breath control?
Well, I said, whenever I had to kiss Josh and Liam for the Hunger Games, who cares? You know, I'd eat like mustard and tuna, like who cares? And then I went off and I did the American Hustle, and I was like Christian Bale, and I was like, oh damn. And I was like really clean, and you know, men's. And with Pratt, I ate mince.
Oh. No big deal.
Did you see the suspense I built?
Yeah, I know.
I was thinking mince as in mince meat. Like,
Either way,
you really shouldn't eat mince meat, you know, like.
Lovely.
But for Chris, it was corned beef.
Do you kind of speak in American accent all the time, or do you?
I mean, becoming more so. I mean, it's weird, especially in America, because people can't, like, you literally have to translate yourself sometimes. In New York and things like that, if you're in a taxi and you try and say an address, you have to say an American accent. It's crazy. If you order a water, if you say, can I have a glass of water, they're like, what? Nice way of doing that.
Is that what they say? But even in America, you must have had a stronger Southern accent.
Yeah, I had a super country accent like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I think my mother still really thinks that you're an American. Yeah.
Wow.
I think she actually thinks you're a real doctor, too.
I didn't know that your name was pronounced Whitehall until he just announced it, because you're in my phone as Jack Puppy.
Puppy?
Yeah. Jack and I met on a magical night out when I humiliated myself more than I've ever had before.
It was probably the best moment of my life. Maybe the worst of Jen's.
Mine. For the first time ever, like in my career, I never assume anyone knows who I am. Yeah. And I saw Harrison Ford and like J.J. Abrams, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. We're all co-workers. Like I can just go. So I was like, be right back, guys. I'm gonna go say hi to the Star Wars dudes. And I approached their table and was like. And the whole table was just like. And so I realized while I was dancing, I was like, they have no idea who I am. They have no idea who I am. And so I just turned around and walked back. Dying.
Because I'd done this show with Harrison Ford, so he's like the only A-list Hollywood star that I know. I mean, he's the only one that I have. So she had just been blanked, and I was like, hey, it's all right, I'll go say hi to Harrison. Everyone in the group was like, Jack, don't do this. You will be humiliated. I was like, nah, me and Harrison are tight. They genuinely had no idea. So I get up, I walk over, and at this point, I'm like, oh, God, maybe he won't remember me, and I will be humiliated as well. I walked over, and literally, as I walked over, he was like, hey, Jack!
And oddly, this isn't the first time you guys have worked together, is it?
No.
Because it was Vanity Fair.
Yeah, we did a movie a while ago, and let's just get it out there. Rob played my son in the movie.
But that's weird!
Yeah, it's weird.
Even at the time, you must have gone, what?
And then it got weirder and weirder when I found out we were supposed to play lovers in a movie. No, my girlfriend called me and said, I'm such a big fan of this Rob Pattinson. And she's like, I can't believe you worked with him. I was like, what are you talking about? I never met that guy. What are you talking about? Okay, let me just tell a story. And he said he was in this movie, Vanity Fair, with you. And I was like, he was in Vanity Fair? Yeah, and he said he played your son. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not old enough to play his mother. And then I remembered there was a scene where I'm playing 40, and he's my 17-year-old son, and he comes to see me and basically tell me off because I abandoned him as a child. And the whole thing was so implausible, I think they cut it out of the movie.
It's nice that you remembered him.
Well, it took a while.
It's an amazing scene.
But you do credit that getting cut out of that movie then led to kind of getting the Harry Potter gig.
Yeah, because the casting director invited me to the premiere and forgot to tell me. And me and a friend of mine were both in it, and we had adjacent scenes. And then, so I was sitting there waiting for our scene to come. His one came on first. And we were watching it going like, oh, yeah, that was pretty good. And I was expecting my one to be amazing, because, like, Reese is, like, weeping in it and stuff. And, like, I was like, wow, it's going to be so good. Yeah, they got to my bit, and then there was literally a line where she said in the script, someone says to you, like, oh, let's go and see Roddy. And you're like, really? Should I go and do that or something? And yeah, she's like, yes, definitely do that. And then it cuts into our scene. And when I was watching the premiere, it's like, you should go and see Roddy. And like, no. I was just watching it. Wow, how does this turn around from this point in the scene?
And Robert, until you were, about 12, the idea of you growing into kind of a big heartthrob, I mean, certainly your sisters didn't see you growing into a big heartthrob, did
I think they still don't. My sisters used to always say to me that if I hadn't discovered hair gel, I'd be the tall guy who all my friends got to buy alcohol for them.
But didn't your sisters used to dress you up?
I think they just used to give me a ponytail a lot. Or I used to, like, give myself one. It's strange. You'd be surprised. My sisters were very abusive.
Ponytail?
Yeah.
How long was your hair?
It wasn't very long. I had one of those little rat tails at the end. I used to put Vaseline on it.
Here's the thing. Jamie Oliver makes lovely food. He saved Christmas.
What is coming on now?
Well, no. This is extraordinary. So you did one simple recipe, and it caused an international incident, right? Do you remember?
Oh.
This, yes.
Yes.
So you, on Instagram, you posted this. It's perfectly nice. Look at this. Yep. Good Spanish food doesn't get much better than my paella. Mine version combines chicken thighs and chorizo. There you go. Perfect. Turns out Spanish people are quite fussy about their food. Here's just one of the comments. Remove the chorizo. We don't negotiate with terrorists. First warning.
No, but you don't realise this is...
Then there's another one. I like this one. Great work, Jamie Oliver. I also cook paella. Hope you like my version.
No, they went medieval on me, man. It was...
Yeah. This one is genius. This one is They really put a lot of work into this one. They said, like, chorizo, your chorizo, that painting, the restoration of that painting.
I'm intense.
And then...
No, it's...
So people also posted in Spanish. This one, hola, apparently, if you translate that, it says, chop off your fingers and turn them into nuggets.
By the way, it gets so much darker than that. I mean, like, so they got... it trended for weeks. Wow. And I had death threats and all sorts because of a bit of sausage.
What? Like,
honestly, like, I was in Canada at the time. I was talking to the president, and we were doing whole things about great things of childhood obesity strategies in Canada because our one fell to pieces. And then, like, as I went out the BA lounge, I went, "Oh, you're in the paper today." I went, "Brilliant, good, solid work." And she went, "Yeah, chorizo, Spanish don't like you." Whatever I did that month was overtaken by the chorizo.
Yeah, this kind of says it all. This is the final one. That is Spanish for I on your ancestors.
Lovely. Nothing better than a good old dirty protest.
Don't mess. Don't mess.
But you know what I don't like?
chorizo sounds delicious right
They
now.
haven't said anything for 15, 20
Now I
years.
really want it.
By the way, just FYI, it tastes better with chorizo. Trust me or don't trust me.
You're starting it again. Stop it.
Listen, man.
Actually, talking of sort of cultural differences, Jennifer Lawrence, you filmed some of the Hunger Games in Hawaii.
Oh, God, how do you know about this?
You probably told it somewhere. Yeah, mustn't tell that story again. No, so you were filming, and where were these rocks? Were they kind of on the coast? Were they in the mountains?
We were filming in Hawaii, and there were sacred rocks, and they were, I don't know, their ancestors, who knows? They were sacred, and you're not supposed to sit on them because you're not supposed to expose your genitalia to them.
Bless.
I, however, was in a wetsuit for this whole shoot,
So it doesn't count, right?
Oh my God, they were so good for butt itching. I would just be like, oh! And, you know, one rock that I was butt scratching on ended up coming loose. It was a giant boulder, and it rolled down this mountain and almost killed our sound guy. And like his whole station like got destroyed. It was like, like it was a huge dramatic deal. And all the Hawaiians were like, "Oh my God, it's the curse!" And I'm in the corner like going, "I'm your curse." I wedged it loose with my ass.
Never go back to Hawaii.